Hi there, Dave with Crandall Office, and we know one of the most important decisions you have to make when building your remanufactured chair is which upholstery option to choose. We've taken some time to go over in depth each of our different upholstery options, and now we're going over and directly comparing some of our more similar options. Today we're taking a look at our standard vinyl and our English Toffee Vinyl. So without further ado, let's fight! All right, so let's jump right in and take a look at where these products are similar to each other. Starting off with what they're made from, these are both 100% vinyl materials. Beyond that, neither of them are gonna have great breathability aspects to them. That's just kind of the nature of vinyl. So we wanna mention that. And then the last area that they're gonna be the same is that they both share the same $50 per chair upcharge. Again, we're shooting this in February of 2025, and that's our upcharge for them today. All right, so now let's take a look at where these products differ from one another, starting with durability. Our standard vinyl is going to be a product called Alante by Morburn. This has been our standard vinyl for a very, very long time. And this is rated at 250,000 double rubs, which again matches kind of the gold standard that was set by Open House. It's really what we look for a super high premium level of durability. This hits that. When we look at the English Toffee, we are looking at a significantly lower rating of 50,000 double rubs. That said, again, we'll revisit the numbers of 15,000 to be considered commercial grade and 30,000 to be considered heavy duty commercial grade. So again, these numbers are still, 50,000 still well surpasses those numbers. So this is still a very durable fabric. And sometimes I do believe that we get spoiled by these numbers of 250,000 and these things that surpass those numbers so much. So know that English Toffee is still a very durable fabric or upholstery material, but the standard vinyl is definitely going to surpass it pretty significantly. The next area that these two differ from one another are going to be the look and the feel of them. And so when we take a look at our standard vinyl, the feel of it, so it definitely has some texture to it and it has a little bit of grip. It really does resist you moving across it. It's not going to be a very slick surface. And when we compare that to the English Toffee is definitely a little bit smoother, does not resist you pulling your hand across it quite as much, so it's going to be a little bit more slick than the standard vinyl. When we're taking a look at the actual looks of them, our standard vinyl does have some texturing to it, some grain pattern kind of baked into it, but it's nowhere near as pronounced as the English Toffee. The English Toffee really does kind of bridge that gap between a vinyl and a leather look. It really excels in that area, and it gives that true, you can kind of see the grain pattern here, whereas this is much more subtle and much more uniform and is not so in your face from a look standpoint. And it's also going to have the standard vinyl is going to have much more matte finish versus a little bit more shiny on the English Toffee. So really different materials from both a look and a feel standpoint. All right, another area that these are different from one another is going to be in the stretch. And so neither of these materials are particularly stretchy. That said, as you can see when I grab this English Toffee, it's really going to resist my stretch. It's really kind of it got a stiffer feel to it. It has very, very little stretch. I can stretch a little bit, but not a lot. And as we compare that to the standard vinyl, you can see I've got a little bit of movement to it. I can pull on this, it's gonna move a little bit. So it does have a decent amount of stretch for a vinyl, which I really like. Again, that really affects how the chair sits. This is gonna move with you a little bit more than this, that's gonna have a little bit stiffer feel. So that's how it's gonna affect you. The standard vinyl definitely has a little bit more stretch to it. So last item that we're going to go over and where these are different is in available colors. We're currently offering our standard vinyl in two colors, which is black and a pearl gray, whereas the English Toffee is only going to be in this brown color, a little bit more true to leather sort of color. All right, so now let's jump into the wrap-up where we're going to give a little bit of an overview of what we just went over and give a few advantage points in some select categories. So starting again with these materials, they're both made of the same vinyl material. Beyond that, durability checkmark is going to go to our standard vinyl at 250,000 double rubs versus 50,000 in English Toffee. From a breathability standpoint, no check marks are going to be given. Neither of these really excel at that, which is really just not what we expect out of a vinyl material to begin with. If you're looking for breathability, we've got some other options that you might want to look at. From a softness perspective, I give the softness standpoint check mark to our standard vinyl. It's just got a much softer hand feel, in my opinion, versus a little bit more of a slick hand feel to the English Toffee. From a stretch, again, we're going to give that check mark to the standard vinyl. As we showed earlier, it does have a little bit of stretch and give to it versus not a whole lot of stretch in the vinyl. And really, this is one of the more stretchy vinyls that we've ever worked with, which is one of the reasons that we have chosen it as our standard. We really like that stretch. It helps us upholster, but it also, we think, gives a better feel when it's on the chair. And from a look standpoint, I'm going to give the looks to English Toffee. It really does really have that kind of genuine leather look versus this really doesn't try to replicate that leather look. This really looks unique and really does bridge that gap between a vinyl and a leather. So pro or con, depending on what you like, but I'm going to give the check mark to English Toffee in that case. Thanks for taking the time to watch this video comparing our standard and English Toffee vinyl options. If you found this video helpful, please click the like and subscribe buttons below. It really helps us out. And as always, if you have any questions about these materials or anything else, you can always reach out to us at our website, crandalloffice.com, our Facebook page, or anywhere else you can reach us. We're always here to help. So thanks again for watching, and we'll see you next time. Cool. Where these products are similar to each other, starting with what they're made from. These are both vinyl materials, yeah, they're vinyl, standard, yeah, all right. Both. All right, so now let's go over the overview where we're just gonna kind of give an overview. All right.